Hi guys, welcome to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts about my new internet provider. A couple months ago, I recorded my unboxing. You already know the name of the provider from the thumbnail or from the video description, but let's pretend it's a secret for now. When I was doing this unboxing, it was pretty dark outside, so my apology for the dark footage. Uh, but that's what I've got for now. And after this, I will show you how I mounted this on my roof, and then I will present you some uh, results, how it works, and at the end I will summarize my pros and cons of this solution. So let's get started.
Um, Box is gray. Not sure if it's a space gray or not, but it's gray. Very simple design. Okay. Plants seems to be safe. One or actually two things before we continue. This box arrived to me from United States. That's at least is on a label, and it has a Polish customer support. I wrote to them about some accountants, and they reply me in Polish very fast. So that's cool. So it's let's use it as a pad with some instruction. It's a plastic cover. Okay. So what do we have inside? It's some notices, regulatory notices. It's a tripod. What's next? What's next? This one. It's a power supply for both from 100 to 240 volts, which should be. Well, there's no switch. Maybe it does some auto adjustment. So it should work in all over the world, I think, because in United States there's a 110, 120. Here we have 220 to 40. Yeah, so it should work all over the world. Pretty nice design. Here. Was this with this futuristic design? It's a router. As you can see, everything is already wired. So even if you don't have any experience with it, it's already done for you. There's extremely long cable. Because the antenna is powered over internet, that's why we have this power supply. One more plastic cover. Okay. And here we have antenna. Yep. It's not light. And it's locked.
the whole setup is pretty nice designed, pretty nice prepared, and installation is extremely simple. So let's take a look how it looks compared to other providers. I will show you some historical results because I'm currently T-Mobile free and I can't do this test for today. So today I'm just going to do a test for Starlink, but all others I will show you as screenshots from the speed test. So that's how it looks. Here you can see it's a T-Mobile Poland. Download and upload, that's how it usually was. Sometimes it was a little bit better, but not extremely. This is my local provider from my village. It is a Wi-Fi, so it's not that bad, yeah, but also it's not great. And yeah, there's an orange. Download usually is way lower. Upload is around that value. So let's go to the speed test and let's start. And that's how it is for now, for today. Usually upload is a little bit better, ping is a little bit slower, usually it's around 60 milliseconds, and download is pretty okay. That's the standard value. So let's now talk about some pros, cons, and misconception. So first misconception I've seen on some YouTube videos is that it is a mobile internet. It is not. It uses satellites, that's true, but Starlink associates this setup with some location. It's in a radius few hundred meters, I guess, but it's not that you can travel with this setup around the world. It doesn't work that way. There is a form that you can ask them to reassign you to another location. I don't know how much it costs, how much time it takes, but it's not that you can travel everywhere with this antenna and have access to fast internet. Not today, at least. What the disadvantages are? First, for me, is the IP address. I'm not talking that it is not a static address, IP address. I'm talking about it is not a public. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here you can see my router, and there's an IP. It's a dynamic, and as you can see, it is from completely different range than what the internet can see me. And because of this, there is no way to set up anything like a dynamic DNS service. Also, Starlink does not provide port forwarding. So if you plan to have access to your network from outside, first you have to connect from that internet from your home to external server, set up some VPN, and then through this VPN you can connect to your internal network. But there is no other way to reach your computers. I was talking to my friend. He has security cameras and he can connect, but probably those cameras connect to the some service, and that's because he can see what the cameras see. So that's something that I can live with, but it would be cool if I would have a real public IP address, even dynamic one, with the ability to do port forwarding. The second disadvantage are pretty high pings. As you might see, this time it was 40 milliseconds. Usually it's around 60, 70. And I don't know if that's the reason, but I use mostly this that connection for work, and SSH tunnels seems to drop from time to time. Maybe because of the high pings, maybe not, but that's something that doesn't help for sure. The third big issue is that in my location, and it's not because of my setup, I do not use this router provided by Starlink. I have my own, but my friend lives a few hundred meters from my place, and he uses this original router, so it's not a hardware issue. When the internet is down, it is very likely it will be done for a couple of hours. Enough about the disadvantages. Let's talk about the advantages, and that's the obviously speed. 90 megabits per second is a game changer for people living in places like mine. Huge internet providers like a T-Mobile or Orange in my place seems to forget about us. 1 megabit per second is not enough for anything. And previously I was struggling with every single update. When I was doing update of my MacBook, which has terrible upgrade system. If MacBook wants to download 6 gigabytes package for upgrade, and something will go wrong, it starts from scratch. So with the 1 megabit internet, it is at least one full night to do even small upgrade. Now I don't mind. I can do NVIDIA drivers, 800 megabytes. It's like a few minutes. iPhone upgrade, 1.5 gigabyte, another couple of minutes. Windows upgrades, not an issue. I did an upgrade of from Windows 10 to Windows 11 in a few hours, including all the restarts, installations, and so on. So it is a really game changer for people like us. Also, from time to time, I do some videos, and I want to upload it to YouTube. It takes half an hour, sometimes an hour. What in the past it took also the whole night to upload a 120 minutes video. So would I recommend? Yes, that's for sure. For now, I have, as I said, I am T-Mobile free, but I have Starlink as my main internet service provider. But I also kept my local internet service provider, which is way slower, but has less downs than the Starlink has. Starlink usually have one downtime for a week, maybe two. So when it's down, I switch to my local internet provider. Everything works slower, but I don't do huge updates or downloads all the time. I do not use. I use it for work mostly, so I need constant access rather than fast. The fast one. Fast one I need for updates, upgrades, uploads, and videos and so on. So definitely I highly recommend if you live in a area with the slow internet connection, that's something for you. If you need something constant, check maybe you have some local provider that can fill in that gap for you as well. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.